The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of silence. So get ready, nerds, because we're talking Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 4, Episode 10, Hush. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this episode of the Salty Nerd Podcast. We're talking Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This, of course, is part of our club members only episode. You guys get the first 10 minutes all to yourselves, but then after that, we're going to go hang out with the cool people. I'm joined, as always, by my fantastic panel of nerds. Matt Vader is distracted again. What are you doing?
He's doing his Dragon Champions
Did
again.
you get new coins
Swear
today
to
or
God,
something?
man.
What's going on? You're getting all excited. Why are you whispering? You're freaking me out, dude.
You're gonna die screaming that you won't be heard.
Don't.
No, man, I got to get this done. I try to get it knocked out before we start recording.
What is Dragon Champions?
It's a game on our phone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it a mobile game that you can download? And
that's
use,
it. That's what it is. It's a mobile game.
And use the promo code SALTY to get extra things when you first log in?
At saltynerd.com/DR.
DC.
No, DC. Man, I
Come on,
screw it up every time, right? Doctor.
All right, let me take over.
Matt, take it over.
Dragon Champions is a hero collector game in the vein of World of Warcraft. It's kind of like playing an MMO, but without the commitment. And basically, you unlock different characters, different heroes, and you upgrade them so you can use them to fight against other players. And if you go to saltynerd.com/DC, you can download the game for free. It's a free-to-play game. And once you download the game, if you go into the promo code area and type in SALTY, the promo code SALTY, SALTY, you get a starter pack with like gold and gear and all types of stuff.
Free stuff.
Yeah, free stuff to help you get going in the game. And it's a lot of fun. Vader's been addicted to it.
Seriously.
They gave me a dope-ass, barbarian character.
Every time I see this guy, he's playing Dragon Champions.
Yeah, he's playing it right now.
Ding.
Dune.
Level 48. Just
48.
Whoa.
Snail space.
I know, I'm slow.
You're going slow, buddy. Kadish just topped out at like 80-something.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, level 80.
All right, guys.
I'm also here.
Yeah, Jude's here. Hey, Jude, how are you doing?
Hi.
And Matthew Kadish, producer of the show, of course. He's here as well.
Yes, probably my least favorite episode of Buffy, but we're going to get into it.
You are a crazy person.
That's nuts. All right, guys. Like we normally do, we discuss this episode in a generic form, and then afterwards we hang out with the patrons and we get super nitty gritty, spoilery, and break down scene by scene.
Yeah, we go full retrospective on this.
So if you like that, go to saltynerdclub.com and sign up to become a Patreon member. That is where you're going to get this exclusive access. We have a ton of content in our backlog library. Last month we did Doctor Who. The month before that, we were talking about the new Apple TV show Foundation. And moving forward, we're doing Buffy the Vampire Slayer and then Eureka. I said that really weird. Eureka in March.
And we're starting something new for the patrons.
Yes, go ahead. Take it away, Jude. What is it?
We're going to start doing a live trivia event based on the 4 episodes that we discuss in Patreon. So get over there and join Patreon so you can come do trivia with us nerds.
Yep.
And we should also kind of explain to people what our background in Buffy the Vampire Slayer is before we get going.
I've never watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is literally the 3rd episode I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And I was with Jude when I watched it.
Yes.
And I nearly spit my drink out because I was so freaked out by Doug Jones and his psychotic smile in this episode. It was intense.
It's kind of like mine right now.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm going to cut you open.
You're going to have the best time cutting out your heart.
God, it's so creepy. What did you think about this episode?
I loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
Nice.
did. It was a lot of fun. It was just I was freaked out. I was watching it online with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys were in the same room, but we were having a great time in our little watch party. And every time those dudes floated around, I'm like, ah! I was like, what the hell's going on here? Yeah, it was. I don't remember if I watched that episode before. It's like Jude told me last night. I think I watched the high school years, and then when they went to college, I might have
Tapped out.
I don't remember. I thought I had seen all these episodes, but I don't think I have. So
Having been we watched episode 1, season 1 last week.
Yes.
And I know this is like a 4-season jump.
mm-hmm.
It still has that charm.
Yeah.
Like it still has that kind of like goofy, funny sexual tension type comedy. And then it goes like full horror.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay, cool. I'm glad they didn't like lose the vibe over the last 4 seasons. That's interesting. Usually TV shows kind of go off the rails after a while.
That's what was fun about Buffy is they had that chemistry through the whole series.
That's right on.
For sure.
The Scoobies.
Yeah, the Scooby-Doo gang. This is my first introduction to Spike,
Yes.
which was interesting. I have no context for this dude. He just looks like a evil Eminem or something like that.
More like an evil Billy Idol.
Yeah.
Actually,
Or just Billy Idol.
Actually, Billy Idol got his look from him.
Okay.
It's canon.
He's older, right?
Yeah, they established that in the show. Billy Idol ripped off Spike. Yeah.
Nobody messes with Billy Idol, man. Remember that? I was about to watch Wedding Singer too.
Wait till you see the musical where basically Spike goes full Billy Idol. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Okay. Kate, you said you didn't like this episode?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this episode.
What? How? Why? Tell me.
So first of all, you need to recognize that the Riley era of Buffy is my least favorite
That is fair.
era of Buffy, where basically Riley is the new love interest in season 4, and he's like a secret soldier in this like underground, like, I don't know, facility.
Yeah.
And him and Buffy are like, trying to be romantic with one another.
They have
but-
zero chemistry.
Yeah. The actor who plays this guy is like the poor man's Jerry O'Connell, and nobody likes Riley.
Oh,
Like-
poor Mark Lucas.
Yeah. Nobody in the Buffy fandom likes Riley. And so like, I just find all of his episodes just lackluster to begin with. I also don't like the college years. Like, I think it was better either in high school or once they were like, just like, screw college, we're not doing college anymore. And like, they were doing their magic shop thing. So like, this season is kind of like a weird limbo type deal for me where like, it's kind of like a bunch of episodes I just don't care about. The most interesting thing about this season is Spike's arc. And there was very little of Spike in this episode, but mostly like about 3/4 of this episode is a silent movie, essentially. Like there's no dialogue. And that irks me. Like,
Because you have to pay attention to the screen.
well, also like Joss Whedon, who wrote and directed this episode, like his big thing is the Buffy dialogue, like the witty banter.
Well,
and so that's what makes the show fun for me, at least, to watch. And so like when you remove that entirely, it's just Doug Jones being creepy, which is the best part of this episode, but it's not for me.
What were you going to say?
I need to interject here because you know that Whedon did that on purpose, right?
I do.
Because
And
he was getting so much crap about his witty dialogue that he decided to challenge himself and write an episode with no dialogue.
Yeah, and the Buffy fandom was very taken with this episode. And also, like, I think he got nominated for an Emmy for it or something like that. But he also created like one of the creepiest like villains in the Buffy universe with the Gentleman.
Yeah.
However, that doesn't negate my criticism of it, which is like, I found this episode extremely boring to watch because of the lack of dialogue.
No, as soon as the Gentlemen showed up with their creepy ass smiles, I was like,
I couldn't disagree.
yeah, I
more.
was, yeah.
Can you explain who Doug Jones is and what part he played in this episode?
So Doug Jones is a fantastic creature actor. He's in all kinds of movies from like Hellboy. He's in the newest Star Trek as Saru. He's a very...
Monster Squad.
Yeah, he's I don't know, how do you describe it? He's
Pan's
very
Labyrinth.
physically like able to embody.
He's super thin.
Yeah, very
Right.
thin, very lanky, but
Very tall.
he's so good at using his body in like the creepiest way.
He's made out of rubber.
But he's a fantastic actor. He can be underneath like 17 layers of latex and still come across the emotion that you need. So
Yeah, there's a good chance that everyone out there watching this podcast right now has seen Doug Jones in something and didn't know it was Doug Jones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like he is so good at just becoming a creature. Like the weird things that he does with his hands that it just adds these layers to the characters that he creates, and he's so amazing as a gentleman.
Yeah, I actually ran into him at a party out here in Vegas one time.
You did?
Yeah, where like the guy hosting the party, it was like this weird like sci-fi party, and Doug Jones was there, and the guy hosting the party introduced me to him, and he was like, "Yeah, he plays a lot of aliens in Star Trek," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." and then like this was before Discovery premiered, and then like once I found out who he actually was, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like that's the guy I met.
he's
Kind
in
of a
everything.
legend, yeah.
Yeah, I saw him at the Star Trek convention. He was walking by. I was walking one way and he was coming across, and I was like, "That's Doug Jones."
Yeah.
Was he doing this weird walk with the
No,
hands behind
he
his
doesn't.
back?
But he does naturally have that kind of flowy movement to him.
He's actually a big Guillermo del Toro regular because he was in Pan's Labyrinth. He was the guy with like the weird eyes on his hands, and he was also Abe Sapien in the Hellboy movies, and he was the creature in The Shape of Water type thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
So he gets around, and in fact, I wonder if David Hewlett has ever worked with him.
that's a good question. We need to
Yeah.
ask.
So this movie this episode was nominated for an Emmy for Outstanding Writing for Drama Series and for Cinematography in 2000.
It's easy to write something with no dialogue.
Oh my God.
Settle down.
It's like, we're going to give this guy an award for not writing any dialogue.
There is still
I
plenty
can't wait to
to
see
follow,
Matt's
though.
television series when it comes on someday.
There's still plenty of like silent dialogue happening between the characters. You know what's going on.
Hey,
This-
when we sell
this-
when we sell Viking Cop to Netflix,
Yeah.
you're going to have some great dialogue.
All right, cool. Deal.
Yeah, dude, that was the best. She's what's this? Xander like rescues his girlfriend or whatever. and,
Anya. Anya's my favorite character throughout the entire series.
and they can't talk to each other. He's just sitting there, and they're like, oh. And then she goes. She puts her finger through the hole, and he's like, "Yeah, why not? Let's go."
But it's funny because like at the beginning of the episode, she's accusing him of just wanting to use her for sex, but like that's all she wants. Yeah.
People with who are listening to audio only of this are going to be confused.
Yeah, Jude, why don't you explain to the audience who Anya is, like how she met with Xander, and like how their relationship developed up to this point?
Okay, so Anya was a vengeance demon for over 1,000 years, and what that means is she grants wishes, and if a woman has been wronged by a man and wished for something bad to happen to that man or to anyone, really, she just kind of specialized with men, punishing men. So Anya would grant their wish, and so she comes to Sunnydale because Xander and Cordelia had been a couple at one point, and Xander cheated on her with Willow, actually. And Cordelia decides that everything was fine before Buffy came to town, and what she wishes for is that Buffy had never come to Sunnydale. And so Anya, a vengeance demon, says, wish granted. And she creates this other world where Buffy had never come to Sunnydale. And the vampires have taken over Sunnydale. And then Cordelia ends up dying. And so Giles ends up figuring out what's going on and realizes that her power is coming from a necklace that she wears. And he ends up destroying her necklace, which strips her of her powers, and she's stuck in this teenage body. So she actually ends up finishing high school with them because she has nothing else to do. She's immortal. And so she's like, and now that I'm immortal, I'm stuck with all of these weird emotions. And I think I like I want to date boys, and that's so annoying. So she ends up, she says, like, you know, to Xander, you are basically a pariah in this school, but prom's coming up and I really want to go. So do you want to go with me? And he's like, fine, I don't have any other options because of what he did to Cordelia. Everybody hates him. And then they end up staying together.
And doesn't she have like a weird irrational fear of bunnies? Yeah,
she's terrified of bunnies, but that comes from 1,000 years ago when she was, just a girl in a village. She had bunnies, and she was raising bunnies, and the bunnies were, procreating. And she had this idea that she would go down to the local taverns and give away bunnies for just goodwill instead of selling them. And her boyfriend said that was stupid and ridiculed her. And then she turned him into a troll. And the Lord of the Demons, the vengeance demons, saw her magic and was like, you know what? You got potential. I'm going to make you a vengeance demon.
You got spark, kid.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I like the cut of your jib.
Yeah. Whatever that was that you said yesterday.
You're so weird.
It's an actual saying.
It comes out, I like the cut of your jib. And I'm like, what are you doing? See?
Just whip out the mid-Atlantic accent.
My goodness gracious. All right.
Now listen here, you.
Listen here. All right. So real quick, guys, if you want to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer with us or any of the other movies or TV shows that we check out for the club members, head over to saltynerddiscord.com. We do watch parties on Monday nights after my live stream. We go straight into the Discord app. We start up the watch party and we have a great time.
So when this gets released this night is where people can check out the watch party.
Yep. saltynerddiscord.com. Jump in there. We'll give you a role. We'll introduce you to the community, and we'll have a lot of fun. It's a great
fun. There's also like a lot of bonus stuff that members get in addition to like these episodes where we're releasing blooper reels, we're releasing spaces, Q&As, we're releasing all types of like fun stuff that, in fact, some of our members are like, dude, slow down on the content.
Yeah, we got a comment on our Discord. We're like, I can't keep up with the amount of content you guys are putting out for club members.
We're basically releasing a Kraken.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't keep up with it either. So it's fine.
We're working our butts off over here. All right, saltynerdclub.com. Join the club membership. It's a great community. We have a ton of fun with them. Vader, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
Where can they find you on the socials?
You can find me at MattVader74 on the Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and what else?
I don't know. Do you have a live stream on a certain day?
Yeah,
though, right?
Saturdays, Matt and I do Saturday morning Salty Nerd podcast. Salty Saturdays. I've given up. I just can't fight with them anymore. And yeah, Saturday mornings right here.
Right on. Cool. And Jude, where can they find you at?
You can find me and my zigzag part at I am Jude Juju on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Right on. Matthew Cage, take it away.
And you can find me on Twitter at Matthew Kadish, Kadish, if you want to argue with me about this episode of Buffy. And you can also go to kadishbooks.com. That'll take you to my Amazon page where you can check out my novels. And also, please go and check out our store at saltynerdstore.com. We've got some really cool t-shirt designs coming up for next month that are going to be limited edition.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like you want to head over there and check out the stuff that we have before it goes away, like this You Nerd.
You Nerd. And you got the official logo podcast one, and then you got Klingon Lives Matter. That's up there as well. But
It's the
yeah,
best shirt ever.
I can't believe I made that shirt. Go to saltynerd.com. That's our official website. We have blogs. We have all kinds of really cool stuff. And you can stay completely up to date with all of our audio and video episodes that we drop of the podcast. And
We
help
also
us.
have a new voicemail feature on the website.
I was just
Oh,
going to say,
yeah.
you guys can leave us voicemails and then we can download them and listen to them on the podcast and respond live. We might make a special little segment out of that, or we might just throw it into one of the S&P weeklies. To be determined, but go to saltynerd.com and check out our official website. It's a really cool. Cadis worked really hard on creating it.
I like how you did that. We worked. I mean,
Cadis did it. I didn't do shit. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Stay salty and Patreons. Let's go.